of the ARC on Wednesday, May 5th. And it is 4 o'clock. We'll call the order. And city staff present, we have Fernanda, and I think that's all. Can you do roll call, please?
Sure thing. So I have Chair Carter.
Here.
Vice Chair Bluth.
Here.
Commissioner Hunter.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Ostavar.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Pauly.
Here.
Oh, and I said Commissioner, I apologize. Committee Member Schmidt.
Here.
And Committee Member Tregenza.
Here.
Thank you, everybody.
Great. So now we're going to open the consent agenda, which is the approval of the April 21st, 2020 minutes. And is there anybody that would like to discuss a consent item? Jennifer, do you want to tell people how they can call in if they want to participate?
Definitely. I do see we have a couple of attendees already. So just a reminder, this first comment session will be for items not on the agenda. We will have an opportunity to comment for items on the agenda a little bit later after that is presented. So let me start with my spiel. Members of the public are encouraged to join our meetings via Zoom Gov, a secure service that connects you to live with no lag time. This meeting is also streamed live on youtube.com/City of Monterey with a 10-second delay and Comcast channel 25 with up to a 90-second delay. If you would like to provide public comment, please join the meeting by using Zoom or telephone, making sure to join in time to accommodate delays. To join the Zoom meeting from a computer or phone, please use the link or agenda number or phone numbers listed on the agenda posted at isearchmonterey.org. Since the meeting has started, you'll find this under the Recent tab. To join by telephone, dial 833-568-8864. This number is toll free. If that does not work, there are alternate numbers on the agenda posted at isearchmonterey.org. The webinar ID for this meeting is 161-914-9563. If you're prompted to enter a participant ID, press pound. To provide public comment, use the raise your hand function in Zoom or at the bottom, it is at the bottom of your screen. If you are providing public comment by phone, dial *9 to raise your hand, then *6 to unmute when called upon. Public commenters calling in by phone will be announced using the last 3 digits of their phone number. And I do see no hands raised. If that changes, I will let you know. But again, this is for items not on the agenda.
Sorry, just to clarify, we're still on the consent agenda.
Correct. So if anyone
from the public would like to pull anything from the consent agenda.
Yes. Okay, so we see none now. And would anybody like to make a motion on the consent agenda?
I'll move to approve the ARC consent agenda. This is Committee Member Tregenza.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Great. Is there any further discussion on that? Okay, can you please roll call vote?
Sure. I have Chair Carter.
Aye.
Vice Chair Bluth.
Aye.
Committee Member Hunter.
Aye.
Committee Member Ostavar.
Aye.
Committee Member Pauly. Committee Member Pauly.
Aye.
Thank you. And Committee Member Schmidt.
Aye.
And Committee Member Tregenza.
Aye.
Thank you.
Great. So now we're going to open for public comment on items not on the agenda today. And if any members of the public would like to address our committee, they are welcome to do so. We'll have 3 minutes, and Jennifer, you can go ahead and give your spiel again if you'd like.
Just a reminder, the telephone number to dial to join is 833-568-8864, or you can find the Zoom link on our agenda posted at isearchmonterey.org. to raise your hand. If you are using the Zoom, there's a button for that at the bottom of the screen. If you're providing public comment by phone, dial *9 to raise your hand, then *6 to unmute when called upon. And I still am seeing no hands raised.
Great. If we do have anybody that comes in and would like to make comments from the public, we will listen to them. Next, we're going to open our first public appearance item, which is consider 18 Dunecrest permit extension PE-21-0052 of a permit extension PE-19-0137 of architecture review permit ARP-17-0139. I'll stop there. That was a lot of numbers. Do we have a staff
Chair
report?
Carter. Yes. Thank you, Chair Carter. My name is Fernanda Roveri. I'm an interim principal planner for the city. And I will share my screen. So this project, like Chair Carter said, is for a permit extension of a permit that was approved more than 4 years ago for 18 Dunecrest Avenue. And I'll give you a little bit of background about this action today. So this is a permit extension application. Basically, the ARC will consider whether to extend the permit. And the permit is not open for this discussion itself. The permit was approved. So the design of the building was already approved. That's not open for discussion today. What's open for discussion is the extension of the permit only. So staff recommends approval of the permit extension, and I'll explain why. And some more background, the original application was approved in June 27th of 2019. Sorry, that was only 2 years ago. It seems longer. The ARC has already approved one permit extension. They extended it to May 15th, 2021. So this permit expires in 10 days if it's not renewed. So the applicant has submitted a request for a second permit extension to May 5th, 2023. So that's 2 years from today. The city code gives the ARC the authority to extend the permit for 2 years, provided that the permit extension request is submitted in writing prior to the original approval expiration date. So the applicant is requesting that second extension to expire 2 years from today. The applicant, so these are the two things that the ARC should consider today. One, did the applicant submit a written permit extension? Yes, they did. They submitted one on March 25th of this year, which is prior to the expiration date of May 15th. Oops, sorry. The original approval, which happened in 2019, says that the project is consistent with the R1 zoning district development standards, which is the zoning ordinance, the view impact policy, the Del Monte Beach shared view design guidelines, and the general plan. And none of these applicable development standards or design guidelines have been modified or eliminated since the original approval date. So the project approval is still consistent with all of these documents. And this is the second finding that the ARC has to make for the permit extension. And so in conclusion, staff recommendation is to approve the permit extension because, again, the applicant complied with the written request and the project is still valid and is still consistent with all of those plans. I'm here for questions, and I believe that the applicant is also here.
Hey, Fernanda, thank you. It's Patrick. I'm just going back over the documents that were sent over, and just to clarify, it says that the original resolution was in 2017. So the first extension was 2019, I believe.
Yes, sorry, I got that mixed up. You're right. That sounds
So
better.
This is the second extension then.
Yes, that's right. That's the way it went down.
So this would be their third then?
No, this is their second permit extension. So in 2017, it was approved. 2 years later, in 2019, a first permit extension was approved. Now, 2 years later,
2
a
years.
second permit extension is requested.
I think it's 2 years later, right? 'Cause
Yes, 2 years later.
Two, okay, got it. And this is for another 2 years, this extension.
Yes, to 2023.
Is there a limit on how many times someone can extend their permit?
There is no limit in the city code. All they need to do is submit a written request every time, and it has to be prior to the expiration date.
Are there any other questions?
Yeah, this seems a little bit like an, I don't know, an educational opportunity. What is the purpose of having a limit on a permit? Is it so that a design doesn't go out of style? Is it so that an applicant doesn't apply a permit and just sit on it until markets change or something like that? Can you just educate us a little bit on the purpose of a limit to a permit?
Sure. The city code doesn't specify the purpose of the permit extension, but we do need to check whether the project is still consistent with the documents that were used to approve it. And so a 2-year timeline is sort of the standard timeline that is given to permits for them to be valid. And this is true for use permits as well as variances and other permits by the planning office. So I guess 2 years is the standard timeline for someone to apply for a building permit and start construction.
Fernanda, if
Yes.
policies and regulations change in between, so say something had changed in terms of the regulations between the last extension approved and this extension, is it subject to the new guidelines, or are the old approval, is that kind of grandfathered in?
Well, if the permit is still valid, it's grandfathered. But again, at the permit extension stage, that's the opportunity to take a look at the project and see if it still meets all the guidelines. So it's kind of a check to make sure that it's still consistent with the city's vision and the neighborhood vision. So that's why it's a 2-year expiration. It's so that there is an expiration and it can't just keep stay active forever or stay valid forever.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Fernanda? Okay, seeing none, we'll ask the applicant if they would like to give a presentation. Has the applicant joined us? Okay, then we will move on and go to public comments. We will give everybody 3 minutes to speak, and hear public comment. And Jennifer, do you want to go over public comment guidelines again?
Yes, definitely. And I do want to say that I thought I saw the applicant in here earlier in the Zoom meeting.
Yes,
so I
there's
wonder-
a hand raised. Sorry, that the applicant might be the hand that's raised.
Okay, I'll allow them to talk. And if it's not the applicant, can you please, I guess, present your public comment? Although, or should I just announce the public comment first to give people a chance to call in after the applicant?
Announce public comment, and then we can, if it's the applicant, we'll listen to them.
Okay, so just a reminder, the Zoom instructions are posted on the agenda at isearchmonterey.org. And to join by telephone, dial 833-568-8864 toll free. The ARC webinar ID is 161-914-9563. Once you are in the Zoom meeting, there is a Zoom button in the website. If you're using a phone number, dial *9 to raise your hand, then *6 to unmute when called upon. And again, there is a 3-minute time limit for public commenters. And I will allow, so the last 3 digits I'm seeing are 322. I am allowing you to speak right now. And you do have the floor. The last 3 digits, 322.
Her mute is on.
They're muted.
*6 is how you unmute yourself. And I'm still seeing,
There we go. Hi, welcome.
hello, we see you're unmuted. If you can speak, that would be very helpful. I'm sorry, I'm not hearing anything from this person, and I see we unmuted again, or we muted again. *6 is how we unmute, and then you should be able to speak with the committee.
Hello there. We can't hear you.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Welcome.
Am I here?
Yes.
Am I here? All right, I'm the applicant. This hasn't been easy. I've been
Awesome. Welcome.
pushing star everything.
We'll get there.
So-
We'll get there.
Okay. Yeah, so I am the applicant. Due to COVID financial issues, we're needing to extend our permit for another 2 years, and hopefully things straighten out. And that's the bottom line. We just have spent a lot of time. We spent a lot of time and money to get the approval, and we just aren't financially ready yet to be able to go forward with the building costs and just the way that COVID affected our finances. So we are just wanting to extend it, very simply. And that's it.
Great. Do the committee members have any questions for our applicant? I don't see any. So thank you for your effort and making it work to join us. We appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. I'm glad it worked.
Yes.
I was hitting pound everything.
Sometimes
No,
just,
star. I was hitting star everything.
sometimes just all of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so any other questions anybody want to ask?
I think we're okay.
All right. I would appreciate if you would accept our extension, and hopefully we'll get going soon.
Thank you for being here.
Sure. I was not in the office, by the way, whoever said that the other day.
Sorry, I think I was just saying I thought I saw you in the Zoom meeting today.
Oh, yeah, we kind of were trying to get in, and we did it by the Zoom, and then my wife said, let's do it by phone. And anyway, so do I just mute myself now and just listen?
Yes.
Mhm.
You can
And how
listen
do
to
I
the
mute
rest of the
myself?
meeting.
If you'd
I
like,
just
I can mute for you if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that, but I can still hear. That would be great. you.
Definitely. Thanks so much for joining us. And I do not see any more hands raised at the moment.
Okay. So then we will, if any of our attendees want to give public comment, we will listen, but we'll move into committee member comments for now. Is there anyone who would like to give committee member comments at this time? Okay, seeing none, I don't have any either. Then I'll call for a motion.
So this is Committee Member Tregenza. I move to consider 18 Dunecrest Avenue permit extension PE-21-0052.
For approval or for,
Oh, for approval, yeah, absolutely.
is there a second?
I second.
That was Justin and Ed in stereo, so we can,
We'll give it to Ed.
okay.
I'll give it to Justin. Prove that he's still here.
Someone.
No fun allowed. Great. Is there any discussion about the motion? Okay, seeing none, we will do a roll call vote.
Perfect. And just to clarify, are we giving that one maybe to Justin as a welcome back to the meeting?
Yeah, we can give it. to
Perfect. Okay, just wanted to double check who we're going to put down. So I'll make that note. And then we'll go ahead and take a roll call vote here. So I have Chair Carter,
Aye.
Vice Chair Bluth,
Aye.
Committee Member Hunter.
Aye.
Thank you. Committee Member Ostavar,
Aye.
Committee Member Pauly,
Aye.
Committee Member Schmidt,
Aye.
and Committee Member Tregenza.
Aye.
Thank you.
Great. That motion carries unanimously, and you have your permit extension. This can be appealed to the Planning Commission within 10 days. And thank you all for being here and participating. Are there any other committee member comments not related to items on the agenda?
I just have a quick question, and maybe it's for Fernanda, just a sort of procedural thing. Why can't something like a permit extension be placed on the consent agenda? It just seems like sort of a drawn out process for what is somewhat of a paperwork issue.
Sure. I can check about that next time. I just know that it was for a 2-story addition, and usually 2-story additions going on the public appearance agenda. That's why I placed it there. But you're right, it's a permit extension. So
Yeah,
maybe
because we were
could have
told
gone on the
specifically
consent
not to
agenda.
address, because we were told specifically not to address the building. So it just seems like a procedural thing.
I'll check on that.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing it up.
I have a question. Given the report that came out from the grand jury yesterday on the bicycle lane and their recommendations for ARC to be reviewing things, has there been any conversation about that yet?
Can you talk about what bicycle lane you're referring to?
The North Fremont bike lane?
I'm not familiar. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with the grand jury decision.
Okay.
It was in today's Monterey Herald. There's an article about it that I think starting was it August 1st, Zoe, that
Yeah, we're
ARC
supposed to be
supposed to
seeing
start
everything
looking
that
into
comes
this.
through for the next round and for, so I just didn't know if the city had said anything about it. They made specific guidelines that ARC should be seeing everything that comes next.
I'm not familiar with the article, so I can't really comment on it.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a question for committee members and staff too. I got a kind of a scary spam email that was directed to ARC members, saying that my computer was infected and that they were going to hold me ransom and to respond to Bitcoin and all this. And I was just curious if anybody else, I deleted it immediately, but I was just curious if anyone else got that email. It ended up in the spam folder, but it was kind of.
Yeah, I got one in spam because I was looking for other things. I did recognize it as a common hoax one, but it did have
ARC
correct
members.
ARC members, et cetera. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see anything.
Okay. I'm glad it wasn't just me then.
I guess I need to check my spam email and join the party, huh?
Probably there. I was looking for something that I wasn't sure. Not ARC related actually. So
I just checked. I have it in my spam folder.
Okay. Is there a informal staff report, Fernanda?
Nothing other than what's on the agenda, the last page of the agenda packet. Next meeting, there is another permit extension project, and I will check to see if we can put that on the consent agenda.
Great. Then I think if that's everything, we will adjourn this meeting at 4:27.